Howdy, folks. WoodYouWaltz.com here. Back again with another Wayhomer review. I've just left the theater, so we're going to talk about a movie. First of all, let me show you this. Just to prove what I said last time, if you can show them down there. Look at it. There's the floor mat from where they were working on my car. See? I was not lying. So that's one bit of business. Second bit of business is, some of you had questions about the way I was driving in a previous Wayhomer review. Some of you said, it's very odd that you're driving that way, Widge. And all I can say is that if you put my driving methods and you look at them all and map them out, it has Masonic influences. That's your only clue. So, we're here today to talk about Legion. Now, I was actually looking forward to the film because, well, a couple reasons. First, when I saw, and I posted about this on the site, the first thing I thought of when I saw a trailer in which you had humans machine gunning angels is I thought, hey, we are totally ready now for this unproduced script called The Sky is Falling, which I think I reviewed in '98, so that's how long it's been sitting around. Basically, it's about these two priests who discover irrefutable evidence that there is no God and decide to go batshit wacko and go on a killing, drinking, boozing, whoring spree because there's no God. They're basically acting like, you know, people say atheists would act if there really was no God, blah, blah, blah. So, when I read that script, I said, there's no way in hell this can ever get made because it will just, it's just too, you know, it's just too. So, but no, after seeing humans machine gunning angels, I thought, maybe we're up for it. The other thing is I like Paul Bettany a lot. I've liked Paul Bettany ever since A Knight's Tale, in which he kind of elevated that into an enjoyable piece of fluff. And he was actually my pick for the Joker in Dark Knight. Heath Ledger obviously was amazing, but if you go back, if you want to know why I was pushing Paul Bettany, not that you know they were asking me or anything, but why I was pushing Paul Bettany is go find, it's probably on YouTube, it's a deleted scene from the movie, I believe it's called Gangster Number 1, that involves Paul Bettany trying to get some information out of someone with a car battery, and it's just really messed up, and you go, ooh, ah. So I was looking forward to the film for that, because it looked, anytime where you've got a situation where you're going to say, we're going to use machine guns against angels. Think about that for a second. We're going to use machine guns against angels. And that's your premise? You go, wow, this is almost, not to pull a pun, but bulletproof. Because, I mean, you can take the dumb a long way with that, because the premise is already dumb, because by their very nature, angels aren't really susceptible to, say, you know, bullets. So, but anyway, premise. God has decided that whole flood, rainbow, I'm never gonna do that again business. He's like, you know what? He's like, the movie paints him as like that, you know, I hate to say this, but you know the abusive family member who hits you and then says, oh, I'm so sorry, I'll never do that again, then turns around and eventually hits you again? Yeah, that's God in this movie, because like I said, rainbow, flood, whoops, that was a mistake, sorry for all the water, forget it. He is now sending pestilence and people possessed by angels, not to mention angels, all to Earth to do something that doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, so that's all the synopsis you really need. That, and there's machine guns, that, and they're being trained on angels. So, once you know that you've got a dumb premise, that you're going in for a dumb film, you can't really hold it to the same kind of, you know, standards that you would, say, Merchant Ivory. So, it's got a lot of leeway, okay? Part of the problem is that the way you can undo that is if you take yourself very, very seriously. If you're a dumb movie, and you've said, I'm a dumb movie, yay, instead of embracing, to some degree, your inner dumbness, and you try to instead be very serious, you can kind of undo all of the rope you've given yourself and hang yourself with it. And the film doesn't exactly do that, but it is a lot of really interesting action things strung together with really ponderous character moments. where they just go, by the way, here is my character, have you figured out what my archetype is? And that's okay, because, you know, you don't have a lot of time when you're blowing up angels to, you know, to go into depth to a lot of characters. So you really do have to use some shorthand characters that you go, I know who this character is. That's the nagging mother. I know who this is. This is the guy who's going to sacrifice himself in the third reel. You know, you can see those coming a mile away, and that's not really the problem. The problem is that it does have a tendency to take itself too seriously. The ponderous moments are very ponderous, and also there's a couple of small inconsistent things that you just sit there and you go, what? Now, you have a lot, you can get away with a lot of inconsistency with the basic premise of the film, because you've got, you know, some inconsistency in, shall we say, some of the source material, and I say source material with a capital S, capital M. So you can't beat it up too badly, but you do need to smack it around a bit. And I say that not as an extension of my original metaphor about abuse. So anyway, the bottom line is, I think you would be fine waiting. Despite Paul Bettany does really well with what he's been given. You know, Dennis Quaid is good, Charles Dutton's good. Nobody really, it's really bad. Tyrese Gibson, always good to see him working. But I think you would be fine waiting for this on Netflix. There's no really compelling reason to go see it, even for a matinee, because while entertaining, and you do get the Angel Explodo, it does stretch its silliness factor just a bit much. And like I said, there's, you know, it doesn't really. It looks like a rental going in with a trailer, and it never rises above its station, so to speak. And probably could have done so with a little work. So, enjoyable, but not enjoyable enough to spend a lot of money on, or if you're doing Netflix, spend any money on, because you've already spent the money. So, I think that's it. So that's Legion, and we'll get on from here. Figure out what we're going to see next weekend. Anyway, or next. We might sneak one in before then. So anyway, I'm Widget Walls. Please join us for more stuff on needcoffee.com, where we will be, I don't know, next time we'll blow up some other kind of strange creature. Anyway, thanks for watching. Keep those cards and letters coming, and bye. I'm on the interstate. I can't look at you. Bye. Doesn't mean I don't love you.